All right, so
Yeah.
2021 passed, COVID passed, all that weird shit passed. We're in the present now. We're on the first
Yes.
feature Friday. Heretic, you just dropped And Still I Wept, your long, highly anticipated project. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
So,
yes.
man, this dropped on June 17th. How
Yes.
long was this project in the making?
Fuck. Way too fucking long, bro. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Bit of backstory. So last year, right, 2021, I was living in Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, to make a fucking real long story, real fucking short, like you said, heavier sound, linked up with Oni over the internet, went to Las Vegas, loved it, then I fucking moved there in 2018. So 2018 to like 2021, went through my trials and tribulations in Vegas, kept making the heavy shit, kept making connections, kept getting better, blah, 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 blah. So let's fast forward, 2021. End of 2021. My ex and I realized we got to get the fuck out of Vegas. We got the eviction notice. So the question was, we either were going to go to Cali or Pennsylvania, where her family's at. We decided Pennsylvania, where her family's at, so we got shipped the fuck out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So about November, December of last year, I started playing with the idea of wanting to come out with a project, like a full-length project. It'd been a while since I dropped one. I think the last one I dropped was 2020, project called I'm Sorry. That was a real fun one. So yeah, And Still I Wept. How that even came about. 2021, I play with the idea, decide I want to do it. So I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm on the East Coast. For those East Coasters, and for you, Zom, you know as well as I do, that was a doozy of a winter on the East Coast. It was fucking 4 months of nothing but snow.
Yeah.
Which was fucking dope. I learned very quickly. I fucking love the snow, right? And it did a wonder for my writing. So I'm locked in a fucking basement pretty fucking much all winter, very little outside fucking interactions. So I start collecting beats. I hit up a bunch of people: Aesthetic Loom, Killfish, Cinematic, Michael Jones, and I was like, and Kale, and I hit all these producers up, and I was like, hey, this is the vibe I'm going for. Could y'all give me some beats? Michael was the first one to hit me with anything, right? And it was very different than most things I've done. It was kind of almost calling back to like my roots as a rap artist, like very rap, not alternative rap, not in your face aggressive rap, not scream rap, trap metal, none of that shit. It was very, very hip hop. And so I started fucking writing it, you know, to this song. And I mean, truthfully enough, I had just got done watching fucking Get Rich or Die Trying, the 50 Cent movie, and it inspired the fuck out of me, right? And so I started writing this song. I decided I wanted to call it And Still I Wept. And then after I wrote that song, I was like, yo, this would actually be a super fucking cool project idea, album, EP, mixtape, whatever the fuck. I still don't really know exactly what it is. That's why I keep saying project. But I started writing it, and it was fucking sick, and it was very raw and emotional and very transparent, and I was getting shit off my chest that I really needed to get off my chest, and I was like, man, fuck. Well, you know, I'm a fucking alternative, very heavy music artist, so I was like, man, fuck, I could really go fucking stupid on this. So this was going to be kind of like a one-off on the project, something very different for those who wanted something different. And there's a couple of those still on the project, right? All right, so we fast forward some more into 2022. It's March of 2022. Me and that chick split. I had to come back to California. That's why I'm in my hometown now. Came back to California, and, you know, I was here for a couple of days, got my job back, you know, fucking, my parents put me up, God bless them. And I'm just fucking kind of getting back to real life, getting back to work, getting back to like me,
Right.
Well, and that's the thing about breakups and about like it wasn't like a bad breakup, but it was pretty fucking heavy, dude. There was like a lot of variables and a lot of things going on. It was just a very busy breakup. And I was like, man, it was fresh, dude. I was out in California literally like not even a week after I split with this girl. It was maybe 2 or 3 days. And then I shipped back out to Cali, and like I kind of figured I've never really been good with healing, right? Because like my response to being fucked up, sad, whatever, is to get fucked up, to drink, to do drugs, this, that, and the third. Well, been in recovery 4 years this month actually, and that's something very important to me. So I was like, fuck, I can't really do that. I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to my family. I can't do that to my friends. So like, what the fuck am I going to do healing wise? So I just did the fucking thing that most people, normal people do, bro. Like I gave myself a couple of days to fucking cry it out, deleted all the pictures, deleted any trace of that person in my life, sat down and decided, fuck it, I'm going to sink myself into this fucking project 110% until it's done. So I started making all the fucking tracks, hitting up producers. I hit up the homie Era, formerly known as Brian.
Shouts out Era.
Shouts out Era. And I was like, hey, man, like, you want to mix and master this project? I've got a feature spot on it for you as well. Let me know the going rate, and I'll go and do it. Era, for those of you who don't know, is probably one of the most talented artists I've ever met in my fucking life. This dude is young as fuck, but I swear to God, he could do any fucking style of music he wants. He produces really well, and he's a mixing and mastering fucking genius. The kid is a really good engineer. He's a triple threat, bro. Like, he can do anything he wants. And he was like, yeah, so he gave me a fucking screaming deal on the engineering. So I went ahead and started locking in features after I got him on board. And I started recording shit and hitting up the homies. So like, fuck, let me go down the list, right? And like, just kind of shouts out everybody that was part of this project.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, so I hit him up. Sick. Fix, I hit him up. He was with it. Scarface, Fury, Killfish was down to not only produce but to be on the project. And actually, towards the end, he ended up engineering a couple of tracks for the project too. So shouts out Killfish. Fucking Vitamin, Deadshot, Myojin, Oni, fucking everybody, and then producers, Aesthetic, Killfish, Cinematic, and Kale. Like I hit everybody up and was just kind of like, hey, this is what we're doing. Like if y'all want a part of this, like just let me know. Everybody thankfully was like super fucking down. There were a couple people and a couple tracks we had to cut, like that song that I told you Michael ended up producing, technical difficulties on that end. I had to cut that song out.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, but that one's still gonna come out, right?
It will still come out. It'll probably end up being kind of like a like a follow-up single to that last project, to kind of like call back to it, but kind of like wrap it up,
Yeah, of course.
So that kind of sucked, because that was the song that fucking made this project even happen. And if Michael's listening right now, or if he ends up listening later on, yeah, bro, that's what happened, and I'm real sorry about that. That song will still come out, but yeah, there were technical difficulties. It broke my fucking heart. Then there was another song with the homie Daijua from England, that we were gonna have on the track on the project called Man of Constant Sorrow, but we decided we were gonna make that for something else, so that song's still gonna come out as well. But yeah, I hit all these people up. It was good. So we had a couple of speed bumps here and there. And then we fucking got it mixed, mastered, wrapped, ready to drop. And right before, a couple weeks before this project came out, this is for the listeners more than you, because you already know this part, but I went ahead and hit up our good friend Zomb Slays here because he not only is a fantastic and gracious podcast host, runs a fantastic weekly
Thank you,
show
thank you.
and playlist at that point. To that point, yeah, just I saw the hustle, and that's why I started fucking with you off rip. But yeah, so I went ahead and hit up our guy Zomb Slays here because he offers other services, whether it be production, artist management, and artist management is just a broad scope of everything this man does to kind of spare us the details. But I went ahead and took it upon myself to consult with Mr. Zomb Slays here and let him know what I wanted to do with my music and this project. I went ahead and took him on, rather he took me on as an artist, and he is now my manager. So, quick little sidebar, any and all business inquiries got to go through the big boss, man.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Feel free to hit me up. Definitely. Yeah, no, it was definitely a pleasure for me to actually have the opportunity to work with you because, as we've talked about, I've done, roster management, artist management, brand management for a very long time. Probably since early 2018. I've been making music since 2017. And just on a consistent basis for the last about 5 years. This has been my job, between that and streaming and everything. So I truly take this serious, as opposed to anybody else. This isn't like sort of like my hobby or anything like that. This is all I have. I don't come from money. I don't come from anywhere that like I could just stop this and go work at a fucking factory. Like it's either this or nothing. Like period. So
exactly.
For me, when it comes to artists approaching me with their careers, it's safe to say I take it very serious. And when Heretic approached me, I was sort of glad. For a lot of reasons, but I get glad when any artist really hits me up because I know that they're not really going into somebody's hands where they're doing a bunch of fugazi shit when it comes to money, promotions, rollouts, anything like that, because I come from a very raw background, right? I grew up on Bones. I've been listening to the underground scene since, oh my god, 2013. So like before making music, I was a listener, I was a supporter, I was a fan. And I come from that very organic background, and when you approached me, the project was in a very flustered state, and I knew we were going to be able to work something out, and you wanted to go more long-term, so that's why right now we're really planning out the next 6 or so months post-project, and really taking everything pretty serious when it comes to scheduling, releases, and things like that, so I'm pretty excited to continue our journey.
Nah, same, man, and nah, he takes it seriously, y'all. On me, any artist listening right now, tap the fuck in, dog. My dog is worth it, like, and he will make sure it's worth it. But you already know how the rest of this went, man. Like, like you said, I came to you with a plan. I came to you with a long-term goal. I came to you with this project as a short-term goal, and I let you know, like, hey, bare bones as fuck, but this is what we got. This is what we can work with. This is the timeline. Apologize fucking a million times for putting my dog through this, and then we made it fucking happen though. And the thing that was like obviously making this and the connections with the artists that I was able to like preserve or like kind of be like, hey bro, like it's about that time again. It was really fucking fun to make this project, and it was really cool, and like we'll get into like a bit more about that here in a sec. But the thing that I really fucking loved more than anything was working with you on the ass half of this, working with such a bumpy, rocky fucking ending with, I mean, literally working on fumes, and we ended up pushing out a very well-received project with a very good output as far as like quality, and as far as like the receiving of it by the listeners,
for sure. Like,
and just the fact that it was such a pure organic process that ended up bearing some pretty decent results as far as like, again, like what we had to work with and what we could do in that amount of time.
Right.
it ended up paying off, and that's what made me so much more excited to not lift the foot off the gas as far as like you said, project wrap up, post project, but also in these next few months, like you said, this little 6-month plan we're coming up with. It just made me that much more excited to be like, okay, this is what we could do with like next to nothing. Imagine what we can do the next time around when this is a fully planned out,
right,
process, and something that we can execute very well. That was the most exciting part for me personally, was like really being like, okay, like this is what the fuck we're doing now. Multiply this by, fucking 5, and this is easily what we can do the next time around. Like, no questions asked. And it's, with something where someone like me that's been in the game for so long wasted a lot of time and is now trying to take this seriously and is kind of like overwhelmed and taken aback and a bit lost. It just made it that much more worth it and intriguing. Like, it almost like reignited a fire in my ass to be like, okay, now we're fucking doing this. Like, we're gonna go ahead and get it. So yeah, I mean, that was the process, man. And like I said, it's been dope. Everybody, thank you for all the kind words, the support, the patience, more than anything. It's like I said, the fucking rollout and the fucking process to actually get this out took entirely way too long. But I think it's safe to say, for myself, for Zomb, and I think for our listeners that are whether you're friends of the podcast, whether you're a fan of my work, Zomb's work, and you guys saw this pushed across the platforms, I think for you guys that listen and, enjoy our respective media, I think this was something that was a treat. I think it was a treat with the content that we have planned. And I think it was a treat as far as like, okay, yeah, this was so teased and leaked, and I treated this like I was fucking him, like I should be leaked, like I should be a guy that you need to fucking, watch out for. And when people finally heard this, it was just nothing but nice words. It was nothing but kindness. And it was just one of those things of like, okay, that was super fucking dope for my core fan base, for my core listeners. That was also super dope to kind of like turn people on your corner of things, or the Music Mondays homies that like, yeah, they tapped in and they're like, oh, you're so fucking dope. But it was like, you've said it before on the show, there's not really anybody else that be submitting or, giving Music Mondays their attention that does what I do.
No, not at all. No, not even close. Not even close. Like, not even on my radar. Yeah, not even close.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to come in and be like that dude knocking down that door with you guys. It's nice to be that dude that's like, yeah, don't be wrong, like, listen to everybody else, it's a vibe, it's cool, it's fun, it's music, man, it's art, right? So it's great. But then it's super nice to be able to come in and be like, oh, here's the LORDHERETIC submission. Who fucking knows how this is, like, it's gonna be good, not necessarily how this is gonna go, but it's nice to be able to be like, I don't know what the fuck this is actually gonna be, because yeah, it could be some heavy shit, or it could be something out of left fucking field, because that's just how I roll.
Right.
And it's like, regardless of what it's going to be, it's nice to be able to be like, when it comes to the Music Mondays, whether it be the written interview or the fucking submissions I've done, or again, the people I've connected with in the Discord, it's just such a fucking cool feeling to see people like tapped in and be like, yeah, we fuck with you. And then I drop something, like a full cohesive body of work, and they're like, oh, you can do that. Like, word, okay, like you can actually do something. That was like kind of half of the intended effect with this project, was to kind of like everybody from new listeners to old listeners, whatever your relationship with my art is, to kind of like take that step back and be like, oh fuck, like you can actually like get serious for 2 seconds, sit down and make a body of work, not just single, something
that was presentable, you know what I mean? Like because I don't think people understand, like, when you would approach me, all you had was some art, tracks that were leaked, and Google Drive links. So like, you're talking like no promo, no press, no media, no like anything to use, like nothing. And we were like probably not even a month out. Like we only had like 3 weeks on our radar to like actually come up with a decent rollout. So for what we had, like Heretic stresses, literally for what we had in the time frame, because Heretic really just wanted to finally get it out, this was truly such a big achievement because it was actually presentable, because I knew Heretic had worked hard on it. So I was like, okay, like, hold on, let's take a second here and actually come up with some good promo ideas, some regular promo, you know, some snippets, whatever. And then when we actually dropped on the 17th, it was actually super presentable and it was well received, like Heretic said.
Exactly. And that was like, and that's a big key thing, because like he just said, I came to this man with a half-finished project. Some of these songs weren't even fucking done yet. And I said, yeah, we're releasing this in 3 fucking weeks. And he was like, okay, like, where are you at? And I was like, yeah, I've got 12 songs, 11 songs, however much the final on SoundCloud was with the bonus track. I think there was 11. 5 of those were done. 2 of those were singles that got released. 1 or 2 of them had already been leaked. You know, so
Right.
It was like very bare bones. Like, I didn't do any damage to the release, but like I was on the cusp of ruining the entire fucking thing before this dude was like, yo, hold the fuck up. Like, wait.
Yep.
Fucking wait.
Yep. No,
like,
it's
what the fuck do you actually want to do? Like,
yeah, like, you know, and that's why I am grateful that artists do come to me, because I feel the need to do them justice, right? Because I can be the voice to be like, hold on, you know what I mean? Hold on, because other people either don't care, artists don't know better, and some artists don't have the time, artists have personal lives, real life jobs. So like when it comes to shit like this, I take it so serious as to where like we got to do it right or we're not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like and I myself personally am definitely proud for Heretic when it comes to this project, just because we really got to work in like such a short amount of time and finally presented something with the amount of material that we had.
exactly. No, we really did. And like I've stressed already,
It was awesome.
I just am so fucking excited for the future, because it's like, yo, if y'all listened, if y'all got the chance to listen, one, I fucking love you. I don't care if you liked it or not. I fucking love you for just giving it a chance. Like, honestly, for those of you that did like it, that's fucking sick. And I, again, love you even more for that. And for those of you who liked it and wanted more, that's fucking tight, man. And all I can say, especially with Boss Man on the fucking horn with me right now, you will not be disappointed for the remaining year.
Not at all. No way.
It's gonna be very, very fun. I'm fucking stoked beyond belief for the shit that's going to be coming, whether it's in the coming days to the coming months to end of year going into next. Like, the shit we have planned, the shit that I personally have planned, that I've been bouncing off Zomb and kind of giving him the heads up on, you guys are going to be very, very stoked. Yeah, we're not even fucking close to finished up, but yeah, man. And I mean, shit. So that was like the process behind the scenes, right? Like, that was really like the nitty gritty, like, business side of things that a lot of people don't talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will say, I'll go ahead and just say 2 things. One, this was probably the most fun I've had making music in a long time. It was just so, like, it was stressful on the business end of things, getting mixes and getting people paid and splits and making sure features are going to show up correctly on fucking distributions, and that nitty gritty detail bullshit was very stressful. It always is. But the actual creating this album, getting my features locked in, getting my verses written and recorded, actually recording this bullshit, putting it out and hearing it done, like, literally, bro, dog, this is such a fucked up thing to admit as an artist. I have not, 90% of the time, I don't realize how my music actually sounds until I play live shows, because I either listen to mixes or the final versions on my phone, on my computer speaker, or I listen to them on my studio headphones, which is a excuse me, A great way to listen. Obviously, the studio headphones, but I don't have a fucking monitor. I don't have speakers. I don't have a fucking car.
Right.
I just got to listen to the entire project, on a really nice fucking 16-point car stereo system the other day. Holy fucking shit. Real quick PSA, sidebar as fuck. If you haven't done the fucking car test with And Still I Wept, I implore you, please be safe. Obviously, don't fucking rupture your eardrums or fucking blow your sound speakers. I'm not liable.
Yeah, facts. Oh, that's good.
Not fucking
That's
liable.
good.
But if you do have a system to listen to this on, whether it's like a PA, a really nice speaker system, a really nice pair of headphones, or like, again, your car speakers,
Go bump that shit,
on me.
motherfucker.
Yeah, no, seriously, like, without like, fucking stroking my shit too hard, it's a fucking slapper, bro. My engineer did a very good job making sure the bass was very prevalent, and that my vocals floated over the top of them and sounded clean and professional. And I again, Era, Killfish, thank you guys so much, because that shit was just perfect. I finally got to hear it like as it was supposed to be heard, and I almost started fucking crying, bro. Like, I was like, holy shit. Because I get that at my live shows. I'll go to perform and like get all crazy, and then when the beat drops, I have that like half second of like, what the fuck, before I like, I'm like, oh shit, I'm performing. Like, I should probably not be like sitting here in awe over my own music. Like, that's kind of a dickhead thing to do, especially in the middle of a performance. But I just can't help it. It's like I limit myself a lot just because of my resources.
Right. Which is also a goal we're gonna accomplish as well.
Oh yes.
Definitely gotta get the man some new gear for show.
But yeah, man. So it's like, it was super cool. But yeah, so like, actually hearing the final product though, whether or not it was how I usually listen to it, or like I said, literally yesterday, this shit's been out for 8 days now. I finally got to fucking listen to it, and it was one of those things where it reignited my love for the project, because like, projects are a fickle beast. I think it's a great project. I love all the music on there, because that was the second thing I was going to say. Not only did I have so much fun, I think it's the best fucking... Every song I think is the best body of work I've ever done. Like, my shit that I've released up until now has been fun. It's been a similar creation process where it's always been fun, but there was never a plan to it. And don't be wrong, I've been proud of my music. I've been proud of my progression, but like, the overall sound of this project was something that I just couldn't help but give myself a pat on the back for, because it was a vision I had that was met with the appropriate talent. And everybody from the producers to the features to myself as the artist putting this all together, to my fucking engineers, to my manager, everybody did just such a fucking excellent job that I expect, and that's why I run with you guys, whether it be you, Zom, or Era, or, fucking Fury, Kale, anybody that was associated with this project in any sort of way performed at the highest level possible. And it's one of those things, I'm never going to ask people to do that. They're only going to give me what they're going to give me.
Right.
But I know everybody involved with this project was going to do that already, and that's why I associated with them in the first place, and like either became their friend, an acquaintance, whatever. These people are all people I look up to in a certain sense, whether it's like, I can't make beats, and if I did make beats, I wish I could do it like Aesthetic Glue. I can't necessarily rap in a certain type of way, or it's just not my style, but I fucking love the way Scarface raps, you feel me? So it was one of those things of like, I look up to these people, whether it be their art, the way they handle their business, or the way that they just have a process of how they handle things. And I would assume and hope, at least at the, like that's a mutual feeling with these individuals. But like, whether it is or not, that's not the fucking question. I was just fucking proud of this.
Right.
And it sounds so fucking... It just sounds fucking great.
It does. It does. No, and honestly, not to cut you off there, but like, this isn't it. You know what I mean? Like, the project's out. It's live on all distros. You can find the link in Heretic's bio, on my profile, pretty much everywhere. But it's not done. We have a few more little projects that we're working on for this project. So make sure you follow Heretic and myself and stay tuned, because this isn't the last of And Still I Wept. And then we're gonna keep our foot on the musical neck of the underground, if you will.
Hell yeah, we bringing back that golden era, yo. That shit's gonna be.
Without a doubt, we
It's
are.
tight.
No, without a doubt. Music Mondays is, Heretic is, I am. Without a doubt, we're bringing back the golden era. Except, you know what I mean? We don't got to bring shit back, except it's just brand new. You know what I mean? It's brand new, except it's gonna feel the same. It's gonna have that same feel to it. But shout out to Heretic. Shout out to everybody involved in ANDSTILLIWEPT. Make